So basically, there is a typo that has resulted in literal millions of messages from the Defense Department, from the Pentagon, being leaked to Mali. Basically, you have to end your emails .mil. So in the same way that if you email someone at gmail.com,
Yes. It's really bad.
Yep. So when you email someone at gmail.com, right, it's .com, commercial. Mm-hmm. When it comes to the military, it's .migel, military. If it's to someone in Mali, it's .ml. So a lot of people at the Pentagon were not typing the I. And so they were sending secret information, sensitive information at the very least, to this African nation. Now, to be clear, for everybody who panics, this is still a serious problem. But Johanna Severe, who manages Mali's domain, collected 117,000 emails since January of this year and many more in years prior. And they contain a lot of information about the United States government. And this is a risk which is very real. This could very easily be exploited. And what he basically said is that his 10-year contract managing that server expires this week. And it's clear that the emails being sent there aren't slowing down. Let's also mention that Mali is an ally of Russia. So not to stoke the Russia flames, at the same time, this is pretty bad. What do you guys think?
I think they should have had it as .military US.
That's not.
So you cannot mistake. You cannot accidentally type the wrong dot something. You have to
maybe they
very explicit word.
They probably
military
didn't think
UK
that
and
the
the Brits
people
get
who
it.
worked at the Pentagon were so horrifyingly inept and stupid. Maybe the real problem with the deep state isn't that they have too much power. Maybe it's that they are stupid and should not have any jobs at all.
They have so much power for the normal amount of intelligence of a human being.
It's interesting because the spokesman who came out to address this was like, look, we are actually aware this has been happening. And the thing is, we have no way to fix it because basically they can't change the .mil. So they just need to send out a Pentagon-wide email being like, please be very careful because there's no, he was saying there's no technical roadblock here. I don't know if that's actually true. I'm not an information technologist by any means, but it is interesting that ultimately our national security comes down to bureaucratic error.
Well, don't so many things come down to bureaucratic error? Yeah. If you look at, the Biden administration, they're sending out these executive orders to do all kinds of things, get the agencies to do all of this kind of stuff. And it is just bureaucracy. It's bureaucrats trying to figure out the best way to implement these things. Like, look at HHS, right? They're like, oh, okay, we're going to implement trans policy by forcing insurance companies to cover all of these different kind of surgeries. The agriculture department is like, we're going to stop paying for free lunches for school kids if schools don't allow boys to use girls' bathrooms. That's what we're going to do. So it's a massive amount of ineptitude and failure from these people who all went to nice state schools and now have jobs that they don't want to lose. And it turns out that they're idiots and fools. That's the real problem. That's the issue that I see with so many conspiracy theories as well. It would require, a lot of these conspiracy theories would require intelligent people to be implementing these things, and we are run by fools.
So do we charge them with treason? Because ignorance of the law is not justification for breaking it.
Sure, charge them with treason.
I'm joking,
and
but
fire them all.
That would be ridiculous.
Well, fire everyone at the federal government. Just get them out of office, save us a bunch of money.
That's a position.
Start over.
At the very least, I'll say I'm sympathetic to that position. One thing I'll mention, you brought up
it's incompetence.
These schools that are having funds withheld from them for students to get lunches.
That was the Department of Agriculture.
Yeah.
Good old Tom Vilsack, who also decided that that grants for farmers from the federal government should be based on race first.
Well, that's brilliant because we need farmers based on race. Yeah.
And everyone was like, nah, nobody really cares about this. And I'm like, we're covering this story, damn it. We are covering this story.
Well, there's this weird thing where every couple decades, left-wingers become more comfortable outwardly saying that we need to give farming subsidies and farms to people, not based on whether they know how to farm, but whether they're politically favored. It's like they never heard of Mao. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You guys have tried the whole let's base who gets to be a farmer and whose advantage as a farmer on if we like you politically and not whether you can farm and treating all people who can farm well equally instead of having racial or political preferences.